So, as you guys know, Black Desert is coming, NA, and we're excited. I know the hype is real. Everybody else is excited. We got some fun stuff. I know I jumped in and grabbed my Founders Pack. Let me tell you, being Canadian in this game hurts. Apparently not nearly as much as being Australian, though. So I feel a little bit better. I only had to pay $140. I'm pretty sure the Australians got to pay even more. It's okay, though. It's all good. It's worth it, right?
It'll be all worth it.
Exactly. In the end, it will be all worth it. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep running this on an episode basis. You're welcome to episode 1, the pilot. So, don't expect it to be, spit shined and polished and a nice big shiny turd for you. We're going to make this awesome. I forgot to turn on the animated flames that I worked so hard at getting in here. Oh, shit. It's Saturday. We all drank too much last night. We're all partying. There you go. Animated flames. Bam!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So how we're going to format this is pretty simple. Ahead of time, we are going to have a bunch of community-based questions and answers ready to go to our panel of experienced and... where does this go? The unexperienced dude. Yeah, I'm pointing to him over there. Yeah, he's making eyes at me. We're going to answer them to the best of our abilities. We're also going to take some time in our shows to answer your questions, get you some gameplay footage, and some more fun stuff. And yes, of course, we'll have giveaways at some point. I don't believe we have anything to give away right now. Marth is being, well, we'll call it being Marth.
I'm pretty sure I got a pair of underwear I can give away.
You know what?
It may have a hole in it.
I'm pretty sure Kitty has a Hungry Man stained hoodie that he can give away too. It's perfect.
I don't know, Zimmy. Any underwear that you give away have to be the disclaimer that you do live in Japan.
Hey, we sell them out of the vending machine.
I was just gonna say, this is not cliche by any means. You can go to a street corner and pick up a pair of. We need to get off that topic. Shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to point out right now, take this time and opportunity at the end of the show or now or whenever you feel like it. Hop on over to Black Desert Tome, subscribe into the forums, sign up, get registered, do your thing. That way we'll be able to pose questions and answers and take a look and see what you guys think about the show and what you want to see on the show moving forward. Also, check out the website, man. It's pretty cool, skill calculator, database, map, all that fun stuff. Team's really outdoing themselves. Got to give credit to credit where credit's due. Our graphics guy, Sujo, did a fabulous job setting us up again. Other than that, I'm going to jump right into this. Let's go counterclockwise. We're going to get you some introductions from your panel. I'm going to start with Buzz and work our way around.
I'm Buzz. I stream Twitch is the Buzz stream. That's also the YouTube channel. With Black Desert, been playing since mid-March. That's when I ended up meeting Zimmy, and I was in support for a couple months. But as far as my gaming history, goes back to Pong on console. I just turned 44 yesterday. First major MMO was Ultima Online back in 98. EverQuest in 99. Dark Ages of Camelot. You name them, I've done them. Galaxies, WoW, Eve. But got drawn into Black Desert, and it's pretty much it in a nutshell.
So I gotta ask, dude, because I know you're running on fumes. How did the 44-hour stream go?
Went really well, actually. Had a lot of my regular viewers came in and they were tag teaming, kept me going. I did. It was, let's see, Mad West. It's either Mad West or Hard West. It's a game that just came out. It's XCOM with zombie cowboys. Really, really cool game. Did that for about 6 or 7 hours, then went full Fallout for like 36 hours.
Seems like Fallout is a fucking hot topic with everybody in streams last night. I know for a fact I jumped in that bandwagon. I'll give you guys some recap on that in a little bit. But yeah, so everybody say hi. Much love to Buzz. Thank you for joining us. Zemi, buddy, I love the cup.
Yes.
I love the cup.
Oh
buddy.
yeah. I got this from Amsterdam 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. From what I remember, Amsterdam was great. Just saying. From what I remember. So yeah, I'm Zemi. A lot of people know me. I've been streaming BDO for when was the game released in Korea in OBT?
Sometime December.
December something or another. So I started streaming day one. I've been through it all. I've watched the game progress. It's pretty good. I'm also the last founder still standing for support for the BDO side. That's at least still playing. For those of you who don't know who support is, it's one of the strongest English guilds out there for the Korean servers. We own territories. We've done it all. We've literally done from beginning of the game to the end of the game. And it's been great. It's been a great team effort. We've had our privilege of playing with the BDO Tome guys and what is it? Brain fart, Outcry, and that one guild that they merged into. Fuck me, man. Codex. There you go. Codex. No Remorse. We've had a privilege to play with them. We play with a lot of guys and they're great. I've played with every single one of these guys, I believe, except Kinu, maybe. I don't think I've played with Kinu yet.
Much.
So, as for my career, my MMO career, I've been playing games since I was like 7 years old. My first MMORPG was Ultima Online, just like Buzz said. My first true game that I played, though, that was like an RPG status, was Gemstone 3. So, for all you text-based RPG players out there. But, I've been playing MMOs and RPGs for quite a long time. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, my stream, Digital Addiction, obviously, for those of you who know or don't know, I guess.
All right, awesome. So here's a little background on me, your fucking host. Yeah, I roll under the name Brinzel. Follow me at outcry_Brinzel on Twitch. I've been doing this thing for a long time. Really got into the MMO scene, and I hate to say it, with WoW. Like, it is what it is. Been playing through with a lot of these guys through Arcade and some other online games. I know that we do a lot of random bullshit. We'll throw a couple names out there. APB, Grand Theft Auto. Stupid shit that people watch is basically where it is. I also run KDGR.FM, your internet streaming radio for gamers by gamers. That's part and parcel to the setup and, well, what we do. Other than that, console, PC, if it's got something good on it, I'm there. And I try to bring everything I can to the show. And I'm not going to take up a whole lot of time. I'm going to keep rolling. Kinu, buddy.
Hi, I'm Kenu. I haven't played much of BDO yet. I'm one of the newer players on it. I've started in the Korean, of course. I've only got basic knowledge of it. So far, it's a fun game. I'm looking forward to learn more about it. As for my history of MMOs, I couldn't tell you the original that I started. I know my bigger ones were Guild Wars and probably WoW. Those were the two big ones that I was part of. 24 is my age at the moment. Besides that, there ain't much else to talk about me. I'm looking forward to this. I think this is a good idea. I think it's going to be fun, and let's get the show up.
Awesome, buddy. Jesus. Oh, and Ghost. Welcome.
Hey, I'm Ghost from the Happy Ghost One stream. Some people may know me from Arcade as well. I played there, I guess, 3 months after launch of KR. Played that since, I don't know, played that for almost a year or more. And then came to BDO on launch of OBT. The game's been live for, what is it? How long is it? It's been 39 days, just about. It's been a long time since this thing's launched.
Close. Yeah.
Yeah. My first MMO I probably ended up playing was probably RuneScape. But besides that, probably WoW, Guild Wars 2, and then a few others. But I don't know. I'm 20 years old, so that pretty much sums it up for me.
See, and this all goes back, Ghost, to when I asked you how old you were when you're, munching down on that burger. I'm just sitting here going, I remember those days. 135 pounds, 20 years old. It was great. So, not to ignore what's going on in the stream, Zemi, buddy.
What?
They're already not happy with you.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you watch some of my old arcade videos, you can see the whole ginger beard, the red beard pirate going on. So,
dude. So you know what? I'm going to touch on that ginger beard thing just for a second because I finally decided to grow mine out this year, and everybody's like, "Well, I don't get it. Do you dye your hair? Like your beard doesn't match your top." I'm like, I know. Well, it's okay. The lower half of me is evil and soul sucking. That's where I just roll with it. I'm evil and soul sucking from here down. So it's perfect, right? It works.
Yeah, it works.
Are you gonna get
half
your
and half,
Are you gonna get your winter beard on?
Honestly, once my second job ends, I'll be able to do it. But until then, I gotta kind of keep the clean shave going, So.
I know how that is. I can't actually grow mine out because of the job.
And it happened, kiddo. We were all talking about this earlier. That's awesome. Tell the wife we say hi. All right, so let's keep stepping up here, guys. We're just going to go around the circle and we're going to touch on some of the main features of BDO because there are probably a lot of people who haven't had the chance to jump into the Korean version or get in on the alpha or any of that other fun stuff. There's a lot of people who I feel haven't even really experienced the fun and awesomeness that this game brings to the table. So I figure we'll let's play Russian roulette here. Ghost, what is your favorite feature about gameplay in BDO?
Oh, personally, it has to be spinning.
Okay, and
Of
what
the giant.
give us a bit of a breakdown on spinning of the giant.
Well, at 50, you can awaken it to get HP per hit, and you just become invincible in PvE. By far, you can just AFK and just spin, and you win.
Seriously?
Sums it up. Other than that, I mean, besides that, I just enjoy the open world aspect of the game. It's very open. There's like no loading screens at all, which is really cool. Unless you go really fast, then you get a loading screen.
How fast is really fast?
Or just a freeze fast.
Yeah. If you run a little bit too fast, you can't really give an exact measurement on how fast. Guess if you have like a tier 6 or a tier 7 horse.
All right, awesome. Buzz, what is your favorite takeaway from this game?
My favorite takeaway is the open world. We were talking about Fallout, Skyrim, those types of games where you can just go out and explore. You really get that aspect in Black Desert. And along with that, that's how you gain your knowledge, so you get your energy. I think on Korea, I've got something like around 320 or 350 energy, something like that. Yeah, I've got no life. But also doing quests to get your contribution points up, which that's more on the PvE side. But I'd say that aspect of the open world and just going out and exploring and the visuals on it are eye-gasmic. There's nothing like, finding a spot somewhere and just getting that little visual. That's one of the things I really enjoy the most.
Fair enough. And I as Kinu can attest, we can both say that we respect that fact of a game too well. There have been, I don't know how many other games we've spent hours in finding the absolute best views, best fucking scenery, stuff like that. I do have to give credit to the game. From what I've played of it, I'm blown away. I'm taken back by it. There is so much so much inside of this game that it's almost, I don't want to use the term overwhelming, but as a newcomer to the game, and Kinu can probably attest to this too, there is just so fucking much involved in this game that honestly, I don't see how anybody can master this thing in a set time frame. I know with a lot of MMORPGs in the past, it's like you walk in, you spend probably, I don't know, 3 weeks.
Can I?
Yep.
I was just going to say that that's one of the things that's different about Black Desert. And on my stream, I've been telling people since March, and it's going to be a lot easier with the English translation. The way that they designed the game, it's not like the traditional MMO where they throw you in a tutorial for 1 hour, 2 hours, and then just throw you out. The tutorial is literally levels 1 to 50. And if you go through and you do all of the quests are going to teach you everything about the game, all of the mechanics, crafting, enchanting your gear, everything. And then once you hit level 50, that's when the game really starts.
I like it. I really do.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but you just
No.
kind of made the
No.
brain neurons fire.
No, that's all good. Zemi,
Yes.
what where are you in your thoughts on the game and what it's doing for us?
I mean, honestly, I definitely agree with you guys that it is by far a very beautiful and stunning game. The graphics are amazing. It's actually well optimized too, which is pretty astounding for how good the game looks. To be able to run it on, subpar equipment, it's pretty solid. Like, those who watch my stream, they know that I actually just upgraded video cards, and I used to run the game on GTX 660, honestly, like it was phenomenal. I could run it on medium graphics and I was good to go. I mean, granted, going into Zaka or the other boss, especially when they were first released, it was a shit show. But I mean, honestly, for the most part, being able to run that type of game, as big as it is, and how graphically intensive the game is on a GTX 660 on medium settings is just astonishing. But I will say the best thing that I do enjoy about the game is the combat system itself. The combat system, besides the grabs, for any experienced player, they know grabs are just, that's a whole nother subject we will have to deal with later. But I mean, but besides that, like I do love the combat system, and that's one of the things that's definitely piqued my interest about the game. It's what's been very enjoyable, especially in the PvP aspect, because it's very, very fluid.
All right. I haven't gotten to experience a whole lot of PvP in the game. My experience and part of the way that I've been playing this off is it isn't in NA. It hasn't come to NA, and I did jump into the Korean for a little bit, and then I got frustrated, like a lot of people did, and then we had some other stuff that happened. Servers blew up, and shit had to be replaced. So, kind of cut down my time and gameplay.
Well, I mean, even in just the PvE alone, I mean, you can't, like, let's be real here, you can't, unless you're a giant, and giants are kind of the exception to the rule, but unless you're a giant, you really can't fall asleep in the PvP, or in the PvE. You will get killed. So, those that have been complaining about how easy, quote unquote, the game is when it comes to PvE content, I will agree to a certain extent, but at the same time, like, unless you're a giant, you can't fall asleep while you're PvEing, while you're farming, and while you're grinding and things like that. You have to be able to be paying attention to that. And if you really, really want to mid-max the PvE potential, you need to be paying attention.
That's one thing that I did realize with Alpha when I got in on that, is that I kind of went through it and I was like, okay, you know what? Now that I actually have a client, that I can read this shit in English and understand what I'm doing. I was like, you know what? I want to see the story. I want to see how the quest flows. And I spent most of my time in Alpha just, smashing out some of that stuff. So it was really awesome, because you can't not pay attention. And when the second that you're not paying attention, something bad happens. And by something bad happens, it's either an NPC is on your ass or you have missed something. And now with the large world, dude, I spent probably an hour and a half trying to figure out what I missed because I was running around and I'm like, oh, look at this world. Oh my God, it's amazing. And I got sidetracked, and then it was like, okay, something's fucked.
Yeah, and that's actually another thing to add is, like, especially in the alpha version compared to the Korean version, everything's a lot more difficult because the mobs have more HP, they seem to hit harder and things like that. You know, I on alpha I leveled a ranger because I want to play a ranger. I love my ranger. I've played all the classes to 55 in game, but I definitely love my ranger. And you know, it was miserable leveling my ranger at the beginning. Like, it was just 100% miserable. It took me forever. It was taking me hundreds of mana pots just to fucking get through. And not to mention, you've also got, you know, the fact that your ranger's also squishy as hell. And going into that, Valencia, for those who have not played Valencia, that's the newest area, the newest territory in BDO. Like, Valencia's no joke. A lot of people walked into Valencia thinking it was going to be something to laugh at, and you know, they walk in and they just get smashed. And then they've got people that are you know, going into the more difficult areas, like the shrine, for instance, like Crescent Shrine, where not only are you fighting these mobs that are just a pain in the ass to kill, but then you're also having to deal with the debuff on top of that, like the heat debuff and the exhaustion debuff, and if a sandstorm comes in or if it's nighttime, it's just, you know, you're having to micromanage all these things, and if you don't pay attention, you're dead. I mean, even me, like farming up there, I've just sat there and not pay attention, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, I've got the debuff. Oh no, what's going on? Why am I dying? And then, you know, next thing I know, I'm dead, and you know, I've lost experience and I've lost gems, and you know, I'm wanting to throw my keyboard through the monitor.
Yeah. And we don't want to be doing that. Trust me, I've been there. I've been through a monitor. I've seen that happen.
Well, that's one of the things that Pearl Abyss has said, though. And Zemi, you've dealt with it. Everybody's saying, where's the end game? Where's the end game? They have to stop and think, you know, hell, the game is it's a year old, less than a year old in all practical purposes. I'm not counting the closed alphas or closed betas they had. And look at how far the game has come. I know since March how much content they've put in. And, you know, they've got, for Korea, a list of things that they're going to put in. It's just like, you remember when people were bitching about there's no world bosses. So then they put in Zaka. They're pretty quick to react. And they've admitted they're not happy with the current AI of the mechanics. But they've got so much other stuff on their plate, you know, they'll get to it, and I've got confidence that Pearl Abyss will make it right. You know, they've done well so far.
I know that one of the older articles I read a while back said that the developers discussed, like, true endgame content begins at level 70.
I'd like to touch on that too, just for a second. Let's go to gaming culture as a whole for a second here, with the conversation of everybody wanting to know where's the end game, where's the end game, where's the end game. Is it just me, or over the last, I don't know, probably say like 5 or 7 years, there's been a lot of major studios that have rushed end game content that have put people into this position where they're like, okay, here's my money, now show me the end of the show. I want to see it. I don't know about you guys, but personally, like, I think that's why I'm falling in love with these other games that I'm playing lately, is because there is no end in sight. You don't know where it really stops.
I can agree 100% on that. I get tired of people always talking about endgame. People who are too worried about the endgame forget to see what the game actually is. It sounds weird, but if you spend time just enjoying the little things about a game, the end game doesn't matter too much in the sense of the beginning of it. When you get there, every game, even games people say that there isn't any end game. There's plenty of end game. You're just not looking for it. You think it's going to be one big bang.
I tell you, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
I was gonna say, I think that a lot of people, and this actually happened in Arcade actually quite often, but it was not as bad in Arcade as it is in BDO. Partially because I think there's dungeons in Arcade, and you know, there was obvious in-game content, and I think that's one of the things people are kind of thrown off about when it comes to BDO, is a lot of the in-game content is you doing it. You know, you have to go out and make your own in-game content. I mean, and that's kind of what a real open world game should be. Sure, I'm not saying that there isn't things that could be done better. Anyone who knows me will know that I'll say that, you know, this can be done better, this can be done better, this can be done that better. But when it comes down to it, like, you have to make your own thing. Like, when I sign on and when I play BDO, you know, if I'm not in the mood to make up my own shit, it is a very boring game because I'm sitting in town doing nothing because I don't know what to do, and that's on me. But when I come in and I have a goal, I want to do this, I'm going to try to farm up for this, or I'm going to go, you know, make sure that I kill these world bosses here, or, you know what, I think I'm going to go piss some kids off and go gank them while they're farming or something like that. You know, that's me creating in-game content. And that's part of what BDO is about, is to create your own in-game content. You know, it's not gonna be, oh hey, you signed on, let's go do this dungeon together, and you need to do this daily dungeon, or you need to go grind this reputation, like, you know, for instance, like WoW does. And it's definitely not a game for people who are looking for that.
Oh, dude.
I was just going to say, and I agree, that it started with EverQuest when they put out the Planes of Hate, Planes of Fear, and that the whole idea of in-game and raiding. Then Blizzard and World of Warcraft, they refined it. And I think that what's happened is that the MMO players have been indoctrinated, that the process is you rush to max level, then you start doing dungeons so you can get gear good enough to do heroic dungeons, so you can get gear good enough to do 10-man raids, so you can get gear good enough to do 20-man raids. And Black Desert's not that way. It has sandbox elements, but what Zimmy was talking about, where you go out and you create your own content, that's one of the key elements of a sandbox. You look at EVE Online. If all you did with that game was the content that CCP gave you, you would be pulling your hair out, because incursions are boring as fuck. It's the content that you go out and you create on your own, whether it's in nullsec or wormholes or whatever, that keeps you going in the game. And Black Desert's the same way. But, you know, that content, they're going to be adding it. You know, they said it's on the agenda. People just need to be patient, you know, take their Adderall and just calm down. It'll come.
All right, so let's shift this dynamic a little bit. I'm curious, because as somebody who hasn't been able to participate in some of the things I'm about to discuss, I'm interested to see your feedback and your reactions on these. Let's start with, okay, one thing that absolutely blew my mind is the way that guilds function in this game. I think that they have done a damn good job with developing the way that the guild system works. What do you guys think?
It's different.